Copies of these documents can be found in my private group at Yahoo called Administrating-Your-Public-Servants. For a complete set of YouTube videos with private information, shares a DVD with over 50 searchable law dictionaries and other books and forms, contact me privately at engineerwin@yahoo.com. Donations to support this work are appreciated. I prefer gold or silver coin, but as an extremely less desirable alternative, I can accept the military script, the IOUs, the Federal Reserve notes, the PayPal gifts, the checks, the money orders. Send me an email for particulars.
So we're going to do some practice trials now.
I'm sorry, my
It was a gift, I'm telling you, being here, and then I got to meet Sharon. It was my chance. I was going to have my mom come, but she's not really studying this, so she would have been completely in the dark, you know, and so I was kind of praying that someone would have to, she wouldn't be able to come, and then it kind of worked out that way. And then Nelson emailed me and said, "Oh, a friend in Ohio, that means a bride."
Let there be light.
You
can see for miles.
Myself and just unwind.
Yeah.
And then I thought,
Ready?
it's obviously divine plan.
Right.
So, and then I saw her name
we
and
went
it was
to on
sharing,
Friday that was
like
packed.
sharing,
Were you
you
there?
know, and I was like,
okay,
okay,
yeah.
I can't not.
See, she got walks away.
She does.
You tried
She
losing
does.
it?
She does.
Oh, we lost
As long
The
that.
name
As
sounds
long as you look with them eyes, or hear with your eyes, and
Follow
see
the
with your ears.
Follow, I just follow. I
We'll
just
be
the
all
pawn on the board.
You're a player.
Yep.
I'm waiting to see you go volunteer first.
Who's got court stuff they wanna pretend? Okay, cool. Do you have any of your papers?
I
Not
have some
you
of
yet.
them.
Anyone will do any one of your court papers will
Okay.
Cause you already know you're gonna give it up. Yeah. Oh, let's do exactly what she did.
I've got so much. This is kind of interesting.
one of their lying papers.
I've
Well,
got.
at least.
That's what I thought that was. Well, yes.
This is
It's
interesting.
this,
This is-
but that's just, that part's the
$500
Grateful Dead, and this is the Punisher, that's just, that's
Okay.
like a special forces type thing.
Against the judges and attorneys.
Okay.
And I accepted the warranty
Yeah,
for
like
my
you
property
did.
because I'm in a foreclosure.
Wrong color.
So I was going to take a insurance sale on April 4th.
Yep.
And we
And
going
they
first?
withdrew my house from the sale. After the sheriff's broke in my house, they drew out my deadbolt, stuck stickers on the front of my house, my address.
Okay, I
So-
don't want, I
So
would
now-
like,
Give me one of their papers.
Yeah.
Okay.
it'd be good to speak loud, so, cause I'm recording this and I wanna upload it as a YouTube video. It's only recording the sound.
Okay.
And so, and then that way, a lot of people can benefit from on YouTube too.
Put that microphone in your eye, is it working?
There's
Okay.
my
I don't-
phone.
it's-
The camera
it's the
definitely
camera.
picking it up.
Camera
This
has
is
a
theirs.
built-in
I
mic.
gave this to you.
Yes.
Okay.
What else? There's their substitution accounts. for the
Okay.
file.
Just one's good. One's good. So these don't get.
That was filed in it too.
Okay, so you take this. So, I'm just looking for the document.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay. So, this is the method that we use to go from, straight from the beginning, on the outskirts of equity. So at law is at law, it's outside. So there's at law, by law, against the law, but not in. In law is family, okay? So we're gonna go from the outskirts of at law, which is statutes, codes, rules, regulations, all of that stuff, okay? And we're gonna go through that sphere, and we're gonna go into law, okay? The inside of the in-law part is equity. That's grace, that's equality, that's the complete reversal of all the abuse that you're experiencing from the outside, okay? So in-law is a trust. It's all trust. I trust you, you trust me, we trust each other, we're good, you're good, we're good. Take care of her, make her whole, fix what you did. You're wrong. They don't even have a voice. Attorneys don't even have a voice in equity. Okay? They're automatically seen as fraud once you pierce that sphere that you're locked up. Okay? So in order to get in there,
So that's at-law or in-law, or in-law is family, right?
In-law is family, where you're seen as kin, you're seen as a child
Right.
of God, or you experience equality in love. Literally, you can feel the whole ambiance of the room change, and they speak gently to you, and they're kind to you. Like his judge was like, "Oh, how is Miami? You know, I was going down there to see my mother," so on and so forth. They become very friendly.
It's like family, okay.
Right. The same judge who was steam coming out of his ears is now all of a sudden your best friend, and we just want to help you, and we're really sorry about this whole thing. They just say, okay? So you're walking into
I'm
this.
sorry, at-law is equity?
At law is against equity.
Against it.
It's out. It's outside. Any statute. Whenever you see a statute, a code, you're not in equity. Okay? Because equity doesn't use statutes and codes. It only uses 20 primary rules. That's it.
And that would be at-law.
The statutes and codes.
Right.
The equity is in law.
Right. That's where you're trying to get into. That's where you're getting the protections and the harmony. Okay? If you see any all cap, anything other than your proper name, you are at law. So all the attorneys on their card, it will say attorney at law. They're not your friends. Their job is to keep you out of equity because they have no rights once you get in. Okay? That's when you stand there and take a woman, which we like, all right? So, all right, so, okay.
You want
Honorable.
to do? You want to do mine?
You want
Oh,
to
you
do
going slow down?
She's doing hers
we're
right
gonna
now.
do yours
Okay.
first. If you want, we'll do yours. It was your train, so you got to be.
We do
Yeah,
before we
we're
get
probably
somebody
gonna
that
do
did it
last, 'cause you
already.
can't
We
give
want
it
to
to
Go ahead, go ahead.
get some fresh blood.
All right. Okay.
Well,
All right.
I apologize. I'm using the creation formula the wrong way there. Don't let it vibrate with you like that. She upstairs.
Honorable shithead presiding.
That's me, Mug. Betty. I told you already.
Sorry, I keep getting you and your brother confused.
All right. Good morning, Mrs. Randall. Mrs. Randall. Are you Mrs. Randall?
No,
Miss Randall? Well, who are you?
it's private.
All right. Swear in, Betty.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I do solemnly
I
swear.
don't take oaths.
Any particular reason why, or?
I swear only to my creator.
All right, yeah. You almost. I wouldn't even do that.
That was a skip. That was a hiccup.
Okay, good catch.
That's okay.
Okay, let me understand this here. So your name is Private Miss.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Jail.
miss.
Jail. Jail. No miss. There is no miss here. There's only private.
From the tippy.
From the tipping. Honorable Mean Monk presiding.
Give me some of that over back
No titles of nobility here, I guess, eh? Miss or Mister is a title of nobility.
Or man.
Doctor.
Esquire.
What about when the judge comes in and everybody's got to stand?
I didn't.
Turn your back to
there. Oh, all rise?
Yeah, I noticed you guys kind of skipped that part.
That's sort
Yeah,
of like
because
a rise from
that's
the
a
dead
50-50.
thing.
Dead rise.
Yeah.
So if you are alive and well,
You don't
Actually,
need
he
to
did
be
say that
risen
in
from
court.
the dead.
Rise, I'm not dead.
right. He keeps the planet. If you're alive and well. Unless you want to accept their offer. Okay.
Honorable Mean Monk presiding.
Oh, good afternoon, everybody here. Okay, I'm feeling good. What do we have here? Okay, Miss, my Randall. Oh boy, is that a guy or a girl? I don't know. My. Ma'am, state your name for the record.
My name is private.
It is. It's it. So do you keep it in the bathroom?
Perhaps.
I'm feeling good this morning. I'm Joshua with you. So, let's see what we have here. What is this thing? This is the municipal court here, 5 North Green Street. Miss Randall, is it my understanding here that you are here for a pre-trial hearing today, ma'am?
Are you speaking to me?
You are Amy Randall, is that correct?
No.
I'm confused. Okay. Ma'am, I'm going to need you to understand something, okay? In this court, you're going to have to give me your name. We need to know who you are, so who are you, ma'am? What is your name?
My name is private.
You said that already, and we're not in the bathroom yet. Okay. All right. Is it my understanding that you would like to be... Ma'am, what is it that you wish I do today here?
Are you speaking to me?
You're standing in front of the microphone, ma'am.
Yes. No.
So there's a few things. There's a few
Damn,
things.
ma'am.
There's a few things.
There was a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot. There's
Yeah.
there's ma'am. There's. I need you to understand.
Oh, I understand.
Don't
Is it
understand.
my
that's-
understanding?
Is it no that yeah? There is it my understanding? So is it my agreement with you that X, Y, Z? Okay. You is not you. You is the proper name. That's the private trust. Okay. So be very careful when he starts talking about you and his understanding with you. Usually, when you're withholding your name, I'm a private civilian, my name is private. Oh, what do you mean by, say it a second time. If you can find an opportunity to squeeze it in, you're on it for the third and final time.
Okay.
And after you hit that third mark, they have to move past it.
Right. I'm going against it. You're doing good, you know.
Right.
But I'm going against it because that's what'll happen. They'll fart around 10 minutes or so. Nobody says nothing. There's dead air on the record. They're shuffling papers around. The rest of the community of the society, the legal society, they're sitting around, you know, doodling around on their phones, trying to. Why is everybody quiet? You know, so
Now,
that's
isn't
why.
that shuffling the papers when
Plus-
they start banging it? Isn't that a scare tactic? Like when they
That's what
start
you're saying.
moving their papers and
Just
shit
waiting,
like this.
just
Everybody
waiting
sit
like
there
that.
silent.
Silence.
Right,
Silence
they do.
is
The
an
silence
intimidation.
is right. Just
Plus, when
even the way that you were hiding your face and shit, that's what judges do, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't she also say something like when he says you understand? Wouldn't it be appropriate to say something? Well, first of all, I'm not you, and second of all, I don't understand anything.
Now,
Right.
Well, I don't stand up.
now I
Where's
wish he
Gage?
was here. Yes, because we have a recording and we have the actual individual who's on the recording here. Excellent job. You hear it for yourself. The judge. I mean, literally, I think it was 10 minutes of dead air.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is after being told. She tell my name is private. Well, this is my answer, Miss Clark. Please don't refer to me as that. It's private. Well, you as a private trust that I don't consent to use for public consumption without just causing opposition. Oh, now we don't have nothing to say. Let's see if the silence will infuriate her with our taking up of her time, because that's what they are, professional time wasters.
Right.
Stand over there. I'll be with you in a second.
Yes, I went down to the nail salon. Oh my God, I got the prettiest thing done. And then, so Tom, he got...
You know, the BS, you know what I'm saying? They're wasting your time. So, you know, that's why I'm pushing out. Let's do it one more third time. I'm going to, I guess, give everybody 3 shots. You're doing, yeah. Yeah, and I really, you know, there's not too many questions. You know, from my experience, and the experience that through Gage's experience, then that, when you do that, what you're doing, they back up, especially after they try to present it to you in a different form, the same thing. You know what I mean? And that third time it doesn't work. They're like, okay, go ahead, Glenn.
Well, I was going to say that it's easy after the fact to second guess everything that went on, and so that's why this role playing is so valuable, because now you're playing it like you were there, and because when you're in there in the middle of it all, your mind goes blank.
You don't hear
It's
it.
like you get brain locked.
Your feet are
Literally.
flaming because you're standing on the grill.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to concentrate, but your puppies are
Tricky.
sizzling.
Yeah.
A judge did that to her. You see what he was doing? The judge stood there and was doing it. Did him?
Which one?
That tantric breathing.
When the judge was doing the breathing
Yeah, I
exercise.
forgot about that guy. Yeah, he was scared when I came in.
Belly breathing.
I'm like, what the fuck is this?
About to get
Gas
exposed.
or something? Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knew your people
He
were
knew
dangerous.
something.
He knew you
Yeah.
were dangerous. That's all right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The frog's up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what do
She's
they
coming
do?
in
Do
with a
they,
noose in her hand.
do they pause you? They
I'm
put,
hanging
they
judge.
put you in a different courtroom to get you out of the.
It depends on how you. So what happens is if you. So
That
let's say.
story was after many stop signs that I could have, and again, the story started, sorry for interrupting, the story began with the pleas of the crown, which was, so, what do you want, this case is going to proceed, what do you want to do? Oh, well, I want exactly what the paper says, word for word, read it orally for the record, and I'm confident that the judge would have said, you're free to go. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't do that. What would you like to do? Would you like to resolve this today? No, yes, no. Would you like to speak to the TA? Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So continue.
So now you know.
That was the trial. That the end of the story was trial. This is after many times of I could have stopped the stop sign. I could have stopped it.
Yeah.
Feet in the fire, getting caught off guard, nerves, fear.
They give you many opportunities in these courts. All right, we're gonna have another hearing. You have between the original, whatever the original document that they give you, and 8 months later, and in some cases, for a lot of people who have decrees, the cases carry on for 2-3 years.
I think
Until
they're
they
waiting
figure- They're waiting.
for you to figure it out. They keep pushing this court date back.
Because they're in
This
trouble
happened in
if they
October.
do
I'm still
it.
looking at a trial now. The trial, pre-trial,
Okay.
is maybe it is the final trial. Is the end of May.
Okay.
So we're looking at 7 months now
Good.
later for a misdemeanor. And I've already filed an affidavit of truth and told them basically I'm a child of God and I don't play by your stupid rules.
Right.
And they disregarded it, of course, but they see me coming. You
Right.
know?
Right. They see that she's putting in some effort. She's trying. Give her a couple more months. No. Give her a couple more months. Give her a couple more months because they figure over time, eventually, that spark's going to kick in and it's going to drive you to where you need to be, where you're trying to get to. So.
Or you may default, something happened, you didn't make it to
Default.
court, now they hit you. That's what
Right.
happened with my.
But you can always clean up a default.
Right.
Because there's been times that we were supposed to be at court at 10 or something. We showed up at 3:45.
And they waited.
And they waited. And the judge said to me, she said, "Oh, can you do me a favor?" I said, "Yes." No, she says to me, she goes, "I have a special request for you." Okay. And a special request is the title to one of my online webinars. So I'm like, okay, you watch everybody. And she said, "I have a special request for you." I'm like, okay, what's that? She says, "Be on time." I said, okay, I'll do my best. No problem. Okay. So they're always, the whole point of every court case is to find out who has the higher right.
The law of the land.
That's it. That's it. This is a tenant. The misnomer fake names are a tenant on your land. Here's an example. I was staying at a Hyatt. I don't know if you know some of the story. staying at a Hyatt. And it was one of those Hyatt suites, you know, with the living room, the bathroom, the whole thing. So I've been staying there for a few months. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send him a claim, man. I put my name on it because I have a decree for my name, right? So anything my name touches, as the Midas touch turns to gold, thank you very much. I'm making a claim, okay? So I'm going to make a claim. I'm going to make a claim, and I'm going to claim all the profits, the proceeds, and everything. I sent it to the CFO of the Hyatt, okay? Big thing. Everyone's freaking out. They're calling me in the office. I'm like, you know, what's happening? So I end up talking with the manager. Well, the manager speaks fluent fork tongue, okay? And I'm just like, you know, I just wanted to try to claim up, see if it worked, man. If it's not, like, it's really not that serious, you know what I mean? Like, if I send it to the wrong place, send it back. He goes, you just sent it to the wrong place. So he didn't say no. He said, you sent it to the wrong office, okay? So he tricked me, okay? And he says, yeah, you know, we don't want to hold on to anything that's not ours. And I was like, okay, then just give the claim back to me and I'll send it to where it has to go. He goes, oh, so then everything's going to go back to the way it was. I go, yeah, that's fine. He goes, okay. So I walked down the hall. I was like, wait a minute. You just tricked me. You just tricked me. Next thing I know, letters from attorneys. Letters from attorneys. And I was like, okay, you want to do this? So I got on the phone with the attorney and I said, listen, I'm going to tell you right now. You sound like you just got out of law school, and you probably have a lot of bills to pay. So instead of me filing something against you, when you file something against me, wouldn't it be wise that I ride your coattails into the court and smoke you in court? Get to court. After all of the foolishness and the papers and the Bill of Exchange Act doesn't work, this, that, and the other thing, blah, 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 it was perfectly valid. Get into court. The first thing I did was I abated. You know what I'm talking about? When they send you a presentment, I abated it, which is to diminish their claim. The name's fake, this is fake, this is fake, this is fake, this whole claim is no good, here you go, you're wrong. So that they actually put on this big pretend trial, to the point where she stopped us in the middle of the trial and got up. She goes, the clerk comes over, and she jumps up. She's like, I've been waiting for this phone call for 2 attorneys. I'll be right back. She gets up and she takes off. I said, where the fuck are you going? We're in the middle of trial. Where are you going? She comes back. Now she's bringing up prisoners. Now we're still seated in the middle of the court. She's bringing up prisoners in shackles. She says, just hold on one second. I just got to do their stuff. You just wait. And she was basically dragging the time out. When we came back, the next, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks later, when we came back 2 or 3 weeks later, completely different courtroom. They had the seal of Commonwealth of Massachusetts inside this huge wooden diamond, okay? And the bailiff comes out and he says, he didn't say honorable, he said the sovereign judge, so-and-so, Marion, whatever, and I was like, did you just say this? Did you use it wrong? I was like, you don't think I heard you. Long story short, I got the order in the mail. Now, when I showed up with all the attorney's oaths. I showed up with their oaths that match my papers, because you have an oath to the Commonwealth and you have an oath to the United States of America, and I have authenticated records right here that say that you work for my papers. So what are you doing suing me? Your Honor, this is fraud. Don't let them commit fraud in your court today. I got a letter in the mail that said that the defendant, who was my name, the judgment was in my name's favor. I was entitled to the rents from the Hyatt. Rents, costs, and possession of the suite, which meant I was the landlord. My name being on that record turned me into the landlord. And I was like, oh, okay. You know what? I need the shuttle to come pick me up from court, please. Okay. All the way. Then, so as I kept going, I found that in the land records, there's no owner of that actual, where the building sits, underneath it.
The plot of land.
There's no owner of that land plan. So them coming in as a landlord against me was fraud. So I was like, wait a minute, if there's no owner, I can claim it. So I'm in the middle of playing those games right now with the name, putting it on the land plan, and then collecting all the rents from everything that sits on top of it.
Along with evicting those who I don't know.
You're right.
But the point is that any of these bogus names that are on any of your paperwork, including your mortgage, the one thing for it, when we're talking about houses that your name is probably on there properly, is gonna be a warranty deed. Okay? The mortgage, all the other stuff is gonna be a lease, hold, fake name that they've attached to it, which you need to release this, you need to get rid of it.
And most deeds say tenants anyway.
Right,
The owner hasn't shown up yet.
bingo.
Right.
I haven't even been able to find a deed. All I have is a promissory note. And I've
So-
heard that that is the warranty deed.
They
have to
don't
go
say
to the
warranty
recorders.
deed on it.
Promissory note doesn't get recorded.
Yeah.
I don't think I have. I'm telling you, I don't think I got it.
You signed it
Then you
though.
have no guarantee, then maybe you signed the warranty deed and they took off with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never signed my warranty deed. I just went and accepted it though. I created an acceptance document, attached it to the warranty deed that I never signed. That's why I think they can foreclose on your house and sell it at a sheriff's sale because you haven't signed a contract.
You waived it, you elected to have this guy as a tenant, okay, as a lease, this is a leasehold, so he's sitting on top of your records,
The
okay?
whole time.
The whole time. So anything that you're paying in this fake name, that fake name, this fake name, that fake name, when the only thing you had to do was match your proper name to the warranty deed.
And the
That's what I
warranty
did
deed-
in the acceptance document with my upper lowercase name or my appellation, you know,
Yeah.
name
I'm sorry. I'm just like blown away right now.
It's open-ended. When they do a deed,
They stole
the
the deed.
seller's supposed to sign and the buyer's supposed to accept it. And it's open-ended. They're still waiting for you to accept
It's a
it.
one-sided contract.
Yeah.
Until she accepts it, then it's a real contract.
Right,
Right.
right.
It stopped
But
the
if you-
sheriff's sale on my house.
So then,
Where the fuck do I get the deed from?
Yeah, but
then?
she already
That's
entered into the
usually
contract
the
even if she didn't sign the
You should have
warranty
copies
deed.
of
She
it.
I
just-
know.
You made the application
You
for
look
the
it up
loan or
online.
whatever.
Oh, you should
You
have-
know what I'm
you
saying?
should.
That in
You should
itself
have
If
created the
you
agreement.
can
You
get
didn't
it
have to
online
accept the
title
warranty
search.
deed.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
well, if the warranty
And-
deed has a
and the,
proper name on
county
it,
court.
then yes.
I don't
Even
know
if she
about
didn't
how they do
sign
it in New
it,
Jersey.
she's already in a contract by the workings for the house.
After they record
It's
it,
she's volunteering to use
it
the
comes
lease
later
until
because
she
they have to
until
wait
she
Right,
to
yeah,
get
right,
recorded.
right.
They never mailed me anything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's
Sure.
gonna come
100%
after
sure.
me.
Did you have an attorney?
Yep.
Here's the
Contact
warranty.
them and say, hey,
You might have
like
it.
it might be.
And she sucked. She was terrible.
Look at
She
that,
might have it.
special.
She was
You know what
terrible.
special
She might have it in
means?
your file
Right.
somewhere.
Usually
Special,
like
not
that.
general.
Yeah,
Special
I
is
know.
Yeah, it sounds like she got it.
Yeah.
She must.
Right.
She must. She's
Equity.
probably got it. All
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna get on it right away
They
tomorrow.
can't get it to you
Here's
until
the
after they
survey that
How
I
long
record
ago
it.
did you
Put on
close on the
file.
house?
Hold on, baby.
It's
What's your
July
name?
2017.
That's usually when it
Yeah,
appears.
you should have it by now, for sure.
I got mine from November.
I'd go and read that attorney, the riot act, and tell them to,
Yeah.
During
Yeah.
the
And they may
closing
have given
is
it
generally
just-
where that would be.
so-
You know what I'm saying? And they're shuffling papers your way. You buying a house. Ooh, it's beautiful.
Right.
Sign here. Just
Page
Yeah,
after
this-
page
this-
after page.
This is just basically saying we're gonna put it in your hookah.
It's like a book this fat, but then you go
Open,
through it. It says some shit, and then
That's the mortgage.
it says promissory note, and then it says everything that all the research that I've done, what the warranty deed should say. This promissory note says that.
Well, that's the same thing too. You signed that promissory note. It turns it into a security
Right.
because of your signature.
But there's
Oh,
still no
thanks.
warranty deed.
Thanks. Perhaps per this. I mean, in my understanding,
You should have it.
there
I
should
should
be.
have it.
I have
What
it.
company are
New
you
Jersey.
Oh,
Ocean County?
Um,
See if I can find it.
And I-
like I said,
Yeah.
that promissory note, has the value. Pay us this back, and we have the right to come take your house and everything else,
that's
whatever.
promissory note. Right.
Right. You sign it.
Right.
Acceptable for value. They say, great. Pew. Not only are we gonna get this poor sap to pay us his promises via check and ink and numbers, but he just gave us whatever the cost of the house was, $200,000
You're right.
for free.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Benz and a BMW. One for my side chick and one for my ex-girlfriend. Whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's exactly what happened. You gave him some free money, and under the guise of the wording, the verbiage, the frequency, vibration, creating the energy, you know what I'm saying, vibrating with you in a way that you believe that, you got to pay them back $200,000 they never gave you.
Plus interest.
Plus interest.
It's a special.
They never gave you. You signed it. They said, hey, oh yeah, listen, we met this guy, and he gave us a check for $200,000.
Right.
I know
Thanks.
the signature created the money.
Right.
Huh?
There was no money before my signature.
Exactly. Exactly.
I promised to pay. Allow them to.
Go to your account.
Yeah, but, and there's actually a Canadian Supreme Court case that says that it doesn't matter that it says promise to pay on it. The fact that it's an unconditional promise to pay means that it itself is the money. There's a
My name's
Canadian
not on
Supreme
that
Court of
warranty
Canada
deed
case that
anywhere.
talks about
That
that.
special warranty deed.
Says that exactly.
Read what she wrote. You got it.
And in modern money mechanics,
Mike,
it explains the whole process.
The owner, the previous owner.
The loan is valid.
No,
No.
it means that when you sign the promissory
Yes,
note,
I'm gonna get you.
Yes, I'm sorry, we're on track.
We,
doesn't
yeah,
matter
we're gonna get it
that
right
it's
now.
saying that you
I have,
pay.
listen,
So now you can't take my house.
just off of the first part alone,
You people.
that's heavy.
Isn't that?
Walk
That's
And then she
heavy.
put on
public.
No, yeah, I see
Says
some
special
first.
fucking heaven.
Right.
I don't even know what I did, but it stopped the foreclosure. It stopped the sheriff's
Your
sale.
guidance,
What did she
you
write?
came through the creative
She
space
did
to
a
your
free will
fingertips,
act
using it
and
again,
You
and
know,
wrote down what you
On her
needed to
special
write.
warranty.
That's all that was.
All equity.
they are waiting
Stop them from selling.
90 days.
The day before the sheriff's
So
sale.
now can
And
anybody
the sheriff
do
had already broken in my house.
You work well
I
with the
called
register?
I called the sheriff's department and had them come and fingerprint the house, and they were fingerprinting their own fingerprints.
Even when they
And
foreclose,
I have the
they
body
collect
cam videos of them
insurance.
breaking in one of the doors,
And they want to
busting
take
the
out
door frame.
house.
Right, right.
They're done. I'm about to
That's
file a
harm
federal
against
lawsuit
the
against
intended.
Now, do you,
Harm to the beneficiary.
do you think that they purposely kept that warranty deed from me because I was asking them probably every fucking question I could think of about this mortgage? Like, I didn't just blindly sign the fucking thing. I was in that lawyer's office for 3 hours and my wife was going crazy. What are you doing? And I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is like $220,000 here. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like very, you know what I mean? I still had no idea about them not.
No knowledge.
Them, right, I still had no idea. But I do fucking, if you're gonna give me a book this fat, some thought has to go into this before I just sign it, you know?
Right.
So now I'm feeling like maybe they kept that fucking deed from me for a reason, maybe.
If you don't, if you have no knowledge of the fact of the power, then they can use it against you. Oh, he doesn't know what this is. Sure, free money. Yeah, sign this. Sign it. That in itself, now that you where you're at in this race, sign it. That in itself, sign it. Whoa, you need me to sign that? I don't know. What is this? Let me start reading it. Understand. Acknowledge. Oh no. No, you trying to hit me with the what's up?
Yeah, but I didn't know what they were
No. I had a conversation with you on the way down here. We talked about this again. Some of the stuff, quick claims. She's gonna get. This shit's naive. Okay.
Oh, it's hungry actually.
Because I'm thinking, you know, like.
There was that thick.
Whoa! I had a conversation with a gentleman. He told me you can pay for a house. 10 cents a point.
Alright, let's get into the
10
next
cents
one.
a point. You can pay for a house. This was something the gentleman was sharing with me. But when he was sharing it, he mentioned this as well. And either it's the promissory note or the warranty deed. When they slide that over there and you see that and it's closing and it's time to close, and you sign that warranty deed, you keep that. They're gonna go ballistic. They're gonna go ballistic. No. What are you doing?
That's a deed of trust there.
44, I think, is when he left.
Okay.
That they go
But you get the deed of trust when you redeem, do the mortgage redemption.
The Battle of
And
Byron.
again, this was a conversation a while ago, but all this is correlating now. I mean, listen. If the
So you don't have to give all that shit back to them.
you got your name on it, not the lease, not the whole capital letter name. Yeah, have that. That's not mine. I don't have no interest in that.
Yeah.
But I'll let you think I
He
do,
lost at the Battle of
and give it to
Byron.
you, so you can give me the house, and then you try to fuck me, I'm gonna fuck you harder. You know what I'm saying?
And then
Later
the
on,
Portuguese woman
okay.
that shit.
But this thing that has my proper name on it, yeah, that's the one that reflects my interest. Got to have that, partner. I got to have that. What are you doing? Sorry for folding up your paper. What are you doing? Well, no, we need that. We need that. I know you think you do, but it's a must that you understand this has my property on it. and I can't let you have this. That's not, I can't. We're gonna call the cops. Try it.
So then what does
Why
that
you
do
call
when
the cops?
keep
I'm gonna
it?
call the sheriff. Come on with the come on.
So when you keep that, what does that do?
Huh?
What does that do to them when you keep it?
Well, whatever the value of that is, which we're clearly talking about, it's
Right.
very important to
Yeah.
showing
They don't
who
get
has the higher right to the higher claim to the property, which is the law of the land, name, property, yours. Who has the higher right to it? So that document we're talking about is very important because it has your property on it. So that alone, I mean, hey, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to this. I don't know why, but just based off the simple fact that it has my property on it, I got to have it. I got to have it like a duck need flippers. I got to. I can't let you get this. It got my name on it. It
I
has my
missed that.
property.
Which document was it?
I'm sorry. I was
Anything.
assuming that. There you go. That's it.
Anything.
Once you start looking at it like that, you know, not. Oh, is that deed of trust? Oh no, it's just a hotel receipt.
It's mine.
No
That's got
problem.
my property on it.
Hotel receipts, hotel accounts are trust accounts in your name. You check into a hotel, and we check out and we leave the account there.
Abandoned.
Abandoned
Funds,
trust
abandoned
account.
funds.
This
They're
information.
everywhere.
This information came. Again, she just told you how she went through this with
Well, shit, I'm in a hotel right now.
the Fortune. Yeah, so special proprietary interest claimed.
But you don't sign a receipt or anything. You pay cash. So
That's okay. When you
I
check
take
out, they'll
that.
give you a printout. I need a printout, please,
I like this to your records to reflect.
and you put your claim on it.
And how do you do that?
Make sure, well, here's the question. What name is on the hotel? Because when I go to check into a hotel, I don't use an ID. I say, I need you to put first, middle, last, upper, lower on there. And I went into one Wyndham in Boston one day. They said, oh, you want the full name? I said, yes. They said, printed it out. You want it like this? Yes. Oh, you look like you. These are the people at the front desk. Okay? And they know that this is how it's supposed to be done. So when you leave, your name is on that, you have an equitable interest in them, and they're going to treat you. Let me tell you something. After I checked in, I went upstairs, maybe 20 minutes later. Peek out the thing, he's got a gift bag. They're going to treat you like gold because when you put your name on that room, you have the power, just by being there and having your name on it, to do a complete and total adverse possession on that entire suite. And they know it.
Yosemite Sam.
So I can go. So when I leave here, I can go talk to the woman at the front desk, and I can tell her to print me out of her receipt and make sure it's in my proper name, uppercase and lowercase, right? Does my middle name have to be on it too?
Oh, first, middle, last,
Full
upper,
name.
lower.
Full name, right? And then I could put a claim in on this place.
Yes. Well, I mean, you can. I wouldn't recommend you just run around
I
stealing
see an
it.
arrest in your
But you-
photo.
Well, I just want to see what sticks, like.
It's because they took your name. Remember, I said this earlier. If they have the name, they have the power to use the number. Okay, you just gave me your name.
Right.
So on the back end, like she said, so you just want things to go back to normal because she made the claim. Remember, I just had the claim, and oh shit. Well, let's give you this. Oh well, oh, you just wanted to go back to normal. Okay, so we're gonna flip it back, and then she, that's how she found herself in the battle. But right off the rip, they're already revealing, and this came about. She's gonna share that with you tomorrow. I don't want to spoil alert.
No,
but,
that's fine.
But in court, under oath, the manager admits that there are two accounts.
Trust accounts every time. I said, so what you're saying to me is that when people check into the hotel, it's a trust account. Yes.
Boom.
And when they check out, they abandon and they leave those trust accounts behind.
And after 3 years, they contact the IRS and say, these funds have been abandoned, and the IRS says, sure, you can keep it as long as you give us your 40%.
Boom.
Boom, done deal.
Right.
And this happens everywhere. Light bill, mortgage, cable,
Every account.
everywhere. Especially if they're asking you for your property, your title, your name. Can I have
Now,
it? You mind?
So then why don't we all stop that?
You
Don't
gotta
have
here's
an
the
auto.
deal. When
But
you
you gotta stay in a hotel. What you gonna do?
I am staying in a hotel.
So you can't just say, well, I'm private and I'm not going to give you my name. Well, you get your private ass outside and see
Right.
what call.
That's what I was gonna say. 'Cause I don't know
They already got my name though.
Huh?
They already got my name though.
Okay, but here's the biggest difference.
You gotta have the knowledge.
When
can't
you
just
have,
do
let
that
me say this for a
You have to
second.
know how to.
When you have gone to
Shit, I got
court,
3 years.
okay?
Get the knowledge. He knows where I'm going with this.
When you've gone to court and you have a decree, not a judgment and not an order, a decree, which is, it's called a divine order. This is
Not a
divinity.
DOS either.
When you, not, yeah, you show up with, in my case, it's 8x14, legal length decree that says it's changed from all cap to upper lower. So when I walk in there,
Oh, you need a court order? Here you go.
I have a court order, so that decree controls, it's a controlling force. You can use it for the time being while I'm here, and any investments and proceeds that you guys put in, that's fine. But when I leave, I need a printout, please, if you could just print that out, thank you very much. And then I do my special private priority claim, and I put the account number on it. And I put that I have priority equitable interest in this account. And I give it to them. Take a copy for myself. Here you go. That goes off to the home office. And whatever they do with it, if I decide one day
Like you said.
I'm gonna throw in that dollar claim in, and I need you to give me all the profits, proceeds, investments, and everything else that you put in on my name because I control it by decree, you better hand that check over. So instead of when you travel, okay, I'm just gonna check in this hotel, I'm gonna check out. Every time you travel from this point forward, look at it as I'm going to invest in this, and I'm gonna invest in this, and I'm gonna invest in that. Look at you, got that face
Yep.
like you sitting there like, you know what?
He
I'm
got it.
bored,
He
man.
got it.
I was in Las Vegas for 3 weeks,
He
man.
got it. 3 years.
You
Let
can
it
see
build
the-
up.
You can see the cogs going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna send. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm gonna send it because I sent the silver dollar claim. Okay, because silver and gold is the medium of exchange. Give him a letter. Yeah, I stayed in Vegas for 3 weeks, and you know what? I'm gonna send this to the home office, and I'm gonna show them my decree that I actually control this name. And hey, thanks for holding on to it, but I'm gonna make this claim now. Let me get that. Who's gonna say no?
So you're right. You let it, like she said, invest. You go to a hotel. I'm just gonna make sure that I do my duty in covering my ass and make sure you know who has a higher right to this claim right here. I don't necessarily have to claim it right now.
Right.
I can just keep on going on with my business.
Now, if they
But
have it in
one
all-
day, you know, and I need some scratch. You know what? I done been around the world and now need some money. I'm gonna go ahead and start to go on down the line, claim it. I'm gonna send these dollar claims in, and hey, I ain't got nothing to lose. It's mine. It's my property on it. I am the intended beneficiary of the property they use to generate that account. I have the highest right to this claim.
I don't even feel bad about it.
No. Why should you? Why should you? That's taking your money and
No, because I feel like I've been abused so bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now you in the shower, curled up in the
But the decree is what gets you that.
Like exactly. You know
yeah. You've been violated to the highest
But the
degree.
decree is what gets you there because, like, I don't remember. I actually only have a credit card because I got denied. I went to Atlantic City and I just tried to pay for the room. I even told them I would leave cash. They said, nope, if you don't have a credit card, bye. And they sent me home. I had to drive back home. So they won't allow you to stay in a hotel without a credit card or whatever. So you got to have the decree, I'm assuming, to get them to put that proper name
Yeah.
in there. Because otherwise they're not just going to do it. Unless it's a small place, maybe they might. But not if you're staying in like
I don't know,
Atlantic
this
City
lady
or
at the
something,
front
right?
desk, she's a really nice woman. I've already been talking to her like, she's just nice, an elderly woman. If I can get her to print me out a receipt, she will. I'll send my wife down. She'll get it from her.
The formula of creation, right? The power's in the name. Your power's in withholding the name. Now, it don't matter what hotel it is, you get up to the desk, look around, catch the name tag, Susan, right? This is your first time seeing Susan. Hey, Susan, hi, how you doing today? Listen, I need you to do me a favor. I'm checking out, but I'm gonna need your records to reflect this. I mean, this is all wrong. Oh, because she thought you knew her. Why? Because of the power. Where my man at? He stepped out. Chung Lee. Who that called my name? Susan. As soon as you get up there, you know, call Susan's name, and she accepted the offer to, you know, be subservient to your knowing of her name, knowledge of the fact of the power that she doesn't have. So now she's willing to do it because you're using the creation chemistry to boom. You send the frequency out and vibrate it, and now she's moving around. Now this thing is applied to every area of your life. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna get a kid out something because I know everybody want to jump in this judge seat. They want to get judged. Give me the thing. Let's do Amy one more time for the third time.
Do you have any court papers that you want?
I don't have anything, no.
Okay.
So to get
Not
this
a
decree,
thing
when
right
I go to court for this municipal charge, that's when I'll be able to figure this out with
Municipal
them.
court doesn't do decrees, it has to be
It has to be a common pleas.
court of ordinary, which is a probate court. That's who
Yeah,
oversees
yeah.
the dead zones, the dead
That
deceased.
sounds like a traffic ticket court.
Traffic ticket is
Municipal
municipal.
Municipal court. you're talking about.
Municipal is plantation.
now.
Municipal is
That's the shit
criminal.
I dealt
So
with.
then what kind of
Criminal
probate?
plantation.
What kind of probate
So what,
court?
do I have to petition
Family.
them? and probate
In-law,
them?
your family.
Yeah.
So how do I
I'm
get
gonna cover
there?
all that stuff tomorrow.
Huh?
Okay.
So then how do I
All
get
the
there?
change stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, they have that's a separate courtroom inside. Oh, excuse me, a separate office inside the courtroom.
Oh, so I could just go to there
To the
and say
probate
I want
court.
to do this?
I'll cover
File a
all the name
petition.
change stuff.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah. Boom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Okay.
Okay, let's try.
Who wants to be the defendant?
I think,
Yeah, because I think.
I thought he was gonna do it.
I got it.
I think Amy got it.
She's good,
I
she's good.
don't want. I think by now everybody got it. They know what to do. I don't do it. Just go up and say I'm right with us.
Alright, let's
I don't got it. No, I don't. I gotta see somebody else do it. I kind of know, but I don't know.
Oh, you well, you know
So
the
you gotta learn.
come on, B.
Let's see how much you remember.
My baby boy, he had a fortune cookie. He said, it said if you face what you fear the most, then death of fear is certain. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you don't got it, the way to get it is get on right on it.
Right.
It'll work if you work it, per the words of my grandmother.
All right, let's do it.
You know what I mean?
There you
Okay.
go. That's the spirit.
All right.
Fuck it. What do you got to lose? Not a real judge.
That's Kevin James.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna go with Kevin James.
Alright, Honorable Mean Mug presiding.
Yeah, Bob, I'm telling you this. Oh, man, it's one of them. She put this name on the Lord. Oh. Ha! Hey, what's going on here? Thank you, Betty. We got here today. Kevin James. Mr. Kevin James. Kevin James.
Default warrant, next.
Warrant.
Yeah.
Next. Ready? He's like, what the fuck just happened?
Be silent, man. What happened?
Well, you have the right to remain
silent.
silent, but if
Yeah,
you do
Kevin.
not present the contrary, then what they say is. And right now, as of
No
right now, you
response.
haven't made an appearance. You got a default warrant. We on to the next one.
They'll say non-responsive.
Silence.
Your Honor, I'll show the non-responsive. They'll call it non-responsive.
He
Non-responsive.
said to me, she's
Right.
it's not being cooperative, so we'll come back to because I wouldn't get up. And,
No, they call the case, nobody says anything, default, move on.
Right.
What do you say?
They think you're not here.
Yeah.
What do you say to them? Like in order to.
My blog is sovereigntyinternational.wordpress.com. My website is sovereigntyinternational.fyi. My email address is engineerwin@yahoo. My YouTube profile, Sovereign Living and Sovereignty International. My Facebook community page, I deleted it due to censorship on the part of Facebook. My private group at Facebook called Sovereignty International is being deleted. Facebook is a has-been. I don't even go there. I haven't been there for months. But if I wanted to go there and ban everybody off my group, you know, that's the way I would delete it, because I'm not going to let Facebook profit from my hard work. Meanwhile, I have friends that are basically on there managing things, and you know, they can have at her for all I care. Anyways, my Yahoo private group is called Administrating-Your-Public-Servants. My Google private group is called Administrating-Your-Public-Servants. And follow me on Twitter at EngineerWim. Follow me on Steemit at Sovereignty International. And there's a link to my BitChute channel, although I don't have all my videos uploaded there. There's only a few. Well, there's quite a few. I've got quite a few, but still, it's not all of them.
Like in order to like address their resentment.
Okay, go back to the story real quick. Follow, because we're coming right back to you.
You gotta say
You're
something.
not going to accept
You
their
don't want to
name.
stand because only the dead rise.
I was gonna say
However,
who's that? I was gonna say who's that. That's what I was gonna say, but then I just stayed quiet.
You could sit around the court till the end of the day
Sharon's got it.
and just sit there. Okay, go ahead.
Say
I'm
I'm here concerning that matter?
Yeah, I'm here for that
Third
matter.
party.
I'm here on that matter.
Right.
I'm here
That's what I
sorry.
said.
Go back to the story.
If they call your name, you get up, you walk over to the position where you need to stand before you even speak. Then he's going to say, state your name for the record. So if they call Kevin James, papers, you go over there and you stand there, and the second they say, okay, state your name for the record, that's when the party starts.
My name is Brian.
My name is Private. You're protected under the Fourth Amendment. Now, the reason why we like the Fourth Amendment is because of his police officer told us when you withhold a name, it's under the Fourth Amendment, that's where your protections are. Great, thanks a lot, Officer Friendly.
And we've been shooting like a laser ever since.
Flying up and down the highways and no ticket. Cops hanging in the window. I can't give you my name. I don't want to.
Turning blue. This dude, he's misfiring.
I need your name. I'm not going to give it to you. It's mine.
But I understand. Great, both of us. Great. That means you agree. No,
Yeah.
This dude losing.
Do you have a license? Officer, you doesn't have a license. You has a decree.
Use private trust. I'm right for use without just cause. In public use.
Yeah, I can't give you my private property to take for public use without just compensation. That's criminal.
Are you a sovereign
I
citizen?
can't do that.
You know the answer to that one.
Right.
That's an oxymoron.
I don't know what
Both
that
of
is.
them did something
Can you
very
give me a
peculiar.
definition of sovereign citizen, please?
They both of them did something very peculiar. They ran to their cars, opened the door, closed the door, came back to the car. Have a nice night, slow down. So open the door that no man can shut, shut the door no man can open. Have a nice night.
Oh, your car's already open.
No.
Theirs.
No,
They
theirs.
ran back to their cruiser. You can see them in the mirror.
I'm telling you, the way you ran back to the car when I was driving, I was like,
He was
I
calling for
thought,
backup.
I was like, he ran back like I'm ready to gas, boom, gone. 'Cause I don't know the way this dude coming back, you know. But
Right.
again, I ain't even feeling that because again, like I said, the knowledge of the facts is giving me a power. Yeah, I dare you. Come on, I got
Right.
something for. I'm so ready for you. You don't even understand.
And now
You know
we've
what I
got
mean?
the children in the back, ranging from age 3 to 24, all of them with their blankets like this. Watching, listening, recording, the whole thing. And they drive away. Oh my God, Mom, I can't believe that.
Whoa! Whoa! Excited because they know what happened.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
More sons and daughters need to see this.
Yeah. Well, the
Absolutely.
two girls. So the two girls, we got a text the other night. The two girls text me panicking. There's cops outside my house. There's so many. Oh my God, help, please help. 5 minutes later, we're good.
Shit. Like literally, as a matter of fact, the text showed, yeah, it was about 3 minutes later. By the time we seen it, it was just like, boom, oh my God, boom, we're good. It was like,
We're good.
help, no, we're fine.
Right.
We blasted them.
They have no other choice but to use what they've learned and come forward with it.
They were with others
Yeah.
that did give their name, while
Right.
they didn't, and those others received a different kind of treatment.
Right.
They did. You know what I mean? So, I mean, man, listen. You got it, brother. You ready?
Yeah.
Honorable Main Mud presiding.
And actually, I do believe it's the clerk that calls out the name.
It is.
It is the clerk. So, Betty, could you call up our next?
Okay, Kevin. Well, what's this guy's name again? I've been drinking. Kevin James.
Did I say something now?
just,
You just
you
get
just
out.
walk
you
up
just
now,
you
right?
a little pause, and then he's gonna say, okay, state your name for the record, and then the party starts.
Good morning, sir. State your name for the record.
My name is Private.
Sir, I need you to understand that this is a courtroom. And a part of courtroom procedure is that you state your name for the record. Now, I also need you to understand that you will, you run the risk of being arrested here today, sir. I need you to state your name for the record.
My name is Private.
And you gotta knock down the sir.
First of all, I don't understand anything. My name is Private, and I don't accept the title of nobility.
You, sure, it's my understanding that you don't understand anything, sir.
I do not understand anything.
So, is that my understanding?
Is that my new agreement?
Is that
He's
the
saying you don't agree with anything. Is that my new agreement with you?
Are you incompetent, sir? Are you milady?
I'm an idiot.
Fourth Amendment allows me to be
Oh, you're an idiot.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell them that.
Yeah.
And it disables you. You want to keep
Yeah,
going
but
forward
that's
to the
correct.
point.
No, he's already at the understanding part.
Yeah. So he's already said in private 3 times.
Okay.
Now we're at the understanding. Which okay. Now that we know your name is Private, let's make a new agreement. Is it my understanding that you don't understand anything? Is it my new agreement that you don't agree with anything that I've said?
I think
Not
I think
you.
he needs to do a mental evaluation.
Right.
You would
that's
say
what I agree
yes.
with
He
you.
hasn't given his name yet.
Right.
If he hasn't given his name, they have no power to do anything.
Right. And you have to
Contract.
know that. Because they're going
Unless
to
he waits.
try to suggest to you that they do. Remember? Fear, face.
Right, so if I tell you I don't understand anything a third time, then what happens?
You're not you.
You don't agree.
Sure.
So when
Now
he's
he's calling
saying
you you. He's addressing you as you.
you as a private trust.
That's why we're
I'm the
engaged. I
intended
wish I could hear
benefit-
this
I know. I
recorded.
don't know where she took off.
Because
You doesn't
because
understand
this
anything.
very thing that I'm doing right now, it happened. He hit her with 3 all in one. Miss Clark, blah, 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 and she dealt with them all. Please do not address me as that. My name is private. You is a private trust that I do not consent to use of without for public consumption without just conversation. You know what I'm saying? She did those things because we were doing this. We did this. You know what I'm saying? And he's hitting her one time because I'm over here saying to you, sir, like the judge when he said, so they call me by my middle name after I told him to call me by my first middle name. You know, that shocked me. You know, so I was shocked by that, and then he said this case is going to proceed. Sir, is it my understanding that you don't understand anything here until that? Okay, so you deal with the first part. Well, first of all, you don't have to say that, but mentally, first of all, Your Honor, with all due respect, no. And secondly, my title is private. You know what I'm saying? Please don't refer to me as sir. Your Honor, my title is private, with all due respect. Yeah. And what comes after that? And yes, that is your understanding. That I don't understand.
Raise your right hand.
Yep.
Raise your right hand. We need you to swear in an oath. Raise your right hand.
Sir, are you familiar with Law and Order? Have you ever seen the show? We need you to raise your right hand. And,
I only
in
swear
order for
oaths
that-
to my creator.
oh, well, who's your creator?
The creator.
That's private.
Is it,
private.
so is he Lexus, a Toyota, or what? Is he Dairy Queen? Yeah.
The creator's private to me.
So this is the roadmap. Okay.
Private,
Call your name. Private. No oath. No oath. Sometimes I'll make you do it 3 times. No oath. You're still at law. Okay. Once he gets to the point where, okay, what do you wish I do? Because now he's a genie. They literally turn into genies and like, what do you wish I do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They start granting all your wishes. All right.
How about stretch his neck?
Don't forget her to the man.
I want to see him get his neck.
That's old school.
You want to puncture that outer limit and get into equity, so that you can actually bring forward your evidence that you are a beneficiary, bring in the bond that you want them to liquidate.
So you tell him you're private 3 times, right? And then he's
If
gonna
they ask you
probably
3
hit
times,
you.
you might
He's
find-
probably gonna hit you with all these shit to trip you up,
Right.
with this use shit and all this stuff, right?
Right. Yeah.
But then you have to be prepared for all this. When
Right.
we use as a public trust, and I don't give you permission to use
Private.
that.
Private.
It's a
Private
private
trust.
trust, and I don't give you permission to use it for public without just compensation,
Bingo.
right?
Yeah.
And then when he says, "Sir, please don't address me
Anything
as
but your
sir,"
name and
Reject your
proper
title
form,
and mobility.
Right.
which they don't have
You
because
can't
you
give it to-
withheld it.
You can't
at
give it
this
to them
time.
yet.
Right.
You cannot give them that name until you enter equity. So then you can get to the point where, listen, I'd be more than glad to show you my evidence that I am, in fact, the intended beneficiary of this private trust in a more private setting. I've had a judge say, okay, we're in equity, let me see the
Boom.
papers.
Chambers.
No, she goes, yeah, we're in chambers, let me see the papers. I handed her my authenticated birth certificate. She says, I see the trust. Okay? Trust account with my proper name on it. Okay? If you do it before you get into that protected bubble,
You exposed it.
Right.
Now, I heard if you make a mistake, though, you can say the Our Father, and if you do it 3 times,
Say
same.
what?
Does it
The Our
have to
Father,
be an
the Lord's Prayer.
authenticated birth certificate?
technically, well, it depends. I bring in the authenticated because I want the biggest missiles that I can get my hands on.
You know, I have a copy.
So,
And then
so
the next question is there's the procedure that I understand is you get it authenticated by the Secretary of the State, Secretary of State, and then the U.S. So it was both of them that you
2
had?
witnesses.
2 witnesses execute and put you to death. That's Revelations 11. I literally had to perform Revelations 11 in the court. She gave me all of the rules and everything that I needed to do. And when I stepped in there, I was like, wait a second. Wait a minute. This is Revelations 11. And we started talking about some of the accounts. And it was like the last shall be first and the first shall be last, because they had a whole different separate account with the last comma first middle. Trust account. That's a true name that never comes forward until everything is all said and done. Here's a quick example, and then we'll go back to what we're talking about. We had a woman go in to get her name change decree into her county. She comes out with the decree from the courtroom, and the clerk's got the papers ready, ready, sealed and everything for her. She goes, "Welcome to the other side."
Yeah.
Gives her the paper. "Welcome to the other side. By the time your journey is done, your name will be last, first, middle." The lady was like, "What the hell?" Because you're not dead anymore. You're not in the dead zone anymore. You're back with the living where you're supposed to be. That's where all the power is. You see what I'm saying? So, to answer your question, if you're going to use any kind of paperwork, you can use the regular birth bond if you want to, but it's the best to use the federal, because one of the definitions of federal is covenant with God.
Boom.
And I'm not kidding. That's their definition, not
Covenant
mine. I'm just
with
following
the-
breadcrumbs.
830 AD definition of God, covenant with proper name. You see what I'm saying? So, the name, your power is in withholding, and she's gonna give you. I mean, man, she's gonna give you some different kind of grappling hooks, and you know what I'm saying, invisible. You know, the magic carpet you put over your head, they can't see you. That's the stuff she's gonna give you tomorrow to correlate with this here. Okay, I just wanted to. It's that simple. And I do it like this and say it like this because it's imperative that my family gets this, and this is how I ram it down their throat. So the small kids, because they don't know statutes, codes, and all that. Okay, so the little ones, they can get this as simple as, hey, you know what? There's power in the name. You know what I'm saying? And I have an inherent right to that power. Okay, and as long as I and I have full knowledge of the fact of that power, and as long as I withhold it from you cannot, or excuse me, as long as I withhold it from them, they can't use it against me. Simple.
Right.
Simple. That's
Give him the
that's simple.
sword to stab you with.
You know, and I hate to get country Gene on y'all like that. You understand what I'm saying? But I gotta take it down south every once in a while because it's just that simple. You know, it's a whole. You know, we sitting here now talking about but when do I do this part of it? Yeah, that's all good and well. Once you find yourself in the phase of making claims or you miss the stop signs. You know what I'm saying? That's when you got to know. But you won't have to be in court if you have full knowledge of the fact of the problem. You won't have to be in court if you ain't put yourself in that situation. You put yourself in that situation because you didn't have no knowledge of the fact. Okay? And then once you get knowledge of the fact, you have to stay in constant. You have to constantly be reminded of it because there's so many frequencies out there. It's too easy to vibrate with you and take you off your road, take you off your journey. You see what I'm saying? So you gotta know all the time. It's the name, withhold it, it's my power, it's mine. It's my property, they can't use it against me because I know I have it. Boom. If they try to use it against me, I know that it will only be a suggested attached version of my name, and I'm gonna come, in the name of God, proper name, exercising the law of the land, who has the higher right to the property. You got a name in the likeness of mine, and I have the proper one. In your moras. Okay? Get down the road with that, Jack, because you ain't got the higher right. And when you in the court of the law of the land, that will be shown. Let's go, Betty. I don't got all day.
All right.
You owe me $40 for last night.
All right. Where are we at? We're starting over?
Yeah, say your name for it.
Okay, say your name for the record.
My name's Private.
Oh, God, one of these guys.
Sir, you're sovereign citizen, sir.
Also Private.
Sir.
Please don't address me.
Never call me that.
Please don't address me as that.
General mobility.
Okay.
Private's fun. Don't ever call me that again, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Kevin James,
Interrupt him. As soon as he's like, Mr. Kevin, listen,
Your Honor,
I'm
with all
not
due
going to
respect.
keep doing this
I've
with
already
you.
asked you not to call me that.
Don't do
That
that.
come with objection.
So that's what I'm.
No, that's their language.
That's if there's an argument ensuing. Listen,
Demure.
Your Honor,
No.
Mr. Because sometimes they have their name. Listen, Bill, listen. Do me a favor. With all due respect, do not refer to me as sir again.
Or
Okay?
Mr.
Or Mr., Monsieur, whatever you... Nothing other than private
But it's
civilian because you
polite.
don't have my property.
It's a polite designation, we use it often.
Well, you use it for your friends. Don't use it with me. I'm telling you.
It's a must. You understand
It's a
That's
war
right.
crime.
that you
Right.
will not, do not
You will
refer
not.
to me.
And don't be afraid to talk to him like that because he's a public servant.
And once you
He's
let him know you got it, he go,
Disrobe.
whoa, this dude's the bee's knees. He's the real deal. I'll be right back. Ready? Hang my coat. Hey, guy, let me talk to you. Hi, I'm Bill Warren, judge here. Yeah, it'll be just like that.
Yeah.
It'll be your friend.
They've taken their robes off and come down. And
Absolutely.
Fully
I remember
dressed
one
in
time,
civilian.
first time, he's got his robe off! She was out in the courtroom. And this dude comes out without his robe on, looking for her, ready to talk to her. He waited like a couple of minutes, talked to the clerk, leaning on the thing, and, by the time she ran back in,
What the fuck's he doing?
he was gone back. He went back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he's waiting for me.
You ready? One more time. We're gonna get. Was that your third one? We're gonna get it to you one more time.
No, I'm not tired. It's just. I don't
It's
know.
a lang-
I don't know
okay.
why I can't get this shit. You know what I mean?
Because you're a doctor.
Because it's
Right.
language.
Be very cognizant of what he's saying to you. Every single word. Listen
Right.
to every single. It's a
You
word
do-
game.
Yeah, you don't have to reply quickly, and you're learning a new language. Now, the bonus is that you already speak a variation of the language, so it's almost like speaking Spanish from Puerto Rico and speaking Spanish from Spain. There's going to be some similarities, just a couple pieces.
Not what is it, it's what it is.
But they will speak
Pros.
fast and
Say it again?
steamroll.
We kind of going against pros in what they do.
Right.
For now. But
Right,
their
they're
their
better.
their
But
job
they know the game.
their job is to find out who has the higher right. So if you come in there, yeah, my name's Steve M. Johnson. Oh, then you clearly have no rights because this name is a fake lease that they gave you to use, and now we're gonna beat the piss out of you for
You got
using
no
it.
knowledge of the fact of what your own damn name is.
Yeah,
The
that's
Bible
what they're
says
gonna
they have to
do.
test you, right?
They're testing
The
to see if
Bible
you
says
know.
they have to test
But
you,
even
right?
And they
though
will test you
she's-
every step of the way.
She said you don't have to answer quickly. They will talk fast, and they do. Sometimes they'll steamroll right ahead.
Like Dominican.
Yeah, and you can slow them down. slow them down. Slow them down. Listen, command them in the courtroom. Command
I've
them.
asked them to repeat. I
Because
said,
we
that's
had
not
two
clear. What do
attorneys
you
leave
mean?
out
I
of
don't
a
understand. Say it
courthouse
again.
one day.
Absolutely.
And they walked out and they were laughing and they high-fived each other and said, "We beat God again today."
Said that.
And that guy was probably sitting in jail.
How do you sleep at night with
Wow.
that as your goal?
Stay again.
They don't
Stay
sleep at
again.
night. You heard
If you're a
Glenn. They're up
Satanist,
at night
So
making
a lot of them are
shit
pretty
up.
knowledgeable of what they're doing.
All of them, I've gotten more information from attorneys and police than I've ever gotten from any of the rest of them, and they have given me plenty of information. The clerks have given me information. We walked into court one day, and I said, "What gives you the right to charge anything against this name?" She goes, "Those are just suggestions." I suggest you dismiss this. You know what I mean? We had the DA cornered.
Suggest you take
He
it off.
came, he came out of the courtroom, and I'm standing on one side, he's standing on the other, and we're pretty tall. And the little, he's standing there, he's a little short guy with glasses,
Cornered.
and we're like, and we had him cornered, and we're like, service mark, blah 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 blah. And he was like, you're blowing my mind. You're blowing my mind right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
Huh?
You're not supposed to know this.
Right.
Right, I wasn't ready for this.
They didn't teach me this in regular school.
Right. They didn't teach me that you guys are allowed to fight back, that you would even be conscious enough to fight back or learn our forked tongue language and then engage with us on top of it and then figure out that you're the beneficiary and then clean out the entire court case and then I'm standing in the welfare line trying to get
bread
an
and
EBT
soup
card
line.
because I got fired.
Get a real job.
Yeah. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying? How am I
Mr.
supposed to keep
Rafferty,
my
is that
BMW
you?
on my
At the market.
Yeah.
Somebody put a claim on
Getting
my ass.
teenies.
That's awesome.
You know, EBT's 25
It doesn't
cents.
matter.
The power is in the withholding.
It doesn't matter.
Okay?
Yeah.
Equity, which is what you want, that's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Equity does not aid a volunteer. Okay? You give it up, you volunteer. Now, if you're vigilant in your withholding, then you'll find that even though it looks grim and dark, equity will swoop down and save your ass.
Yes.
And when it's all said and done.
Yes.
Equity will not allow a work.
Statute to be used for fraud.
What's it? Equity would not. When equity and legal collide, equity always prevails.
Right, equity prevails over at law.
And it will not leave a work. What is it in
It's
Gibson?
like for the want of a trustee. It's like something like that. A trust will not.
They
Trust will not
actually,
fail for one of
they have some statutes I've seen in some places, like in Canada, for example, they say they have a statute that says that when law and equity conflict, equity always prevails.
Yes, I've read
That's
that.
exactly
Yes,
it.
Yeah, that's it.
Now that's a statute that says
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Man, shoot yourself in the foot if you ain't getting this in here today. And y'all out there who listening, man, listen, get this in your soul. The power is in the name. And the power, your power, is in withholding it. If they have knowledge of the fact of the power and you don't, they're going to use that power against you, and boy, they're going to use it good. Okay?
There's another maxim that he who consents
That's
can't
right.
be injured.
Separation.
There's another maxim, he who consents can't be injured.
It's true.
That's right.
You test your
Yeah,
heart,
you just-
right? It's lighter with
that.
others.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you how is injured when you do how you volunteered for it. You consented to it.
You've been
Right.
voluntold.
You want to go next? I know
Sure.
you- Right, he did. All right.
I've got a little bit of courtroom experience.
What's his name?
What's my name? That's private.
Boom! That's how you do it, Shane. I'm
Hey,
serious.
he has an unfair advantage.
Oh,
She's
shit.
the youngest one in the room.
Huh?
He has an unfair advantage. He's the youngest guy in the room.
Good. Let's get it done early so he doesn't have to do it
You
at
gotta,
50s.
you
About
gotta,
it.
you have, it's an absolute must that you start, you know, we do this, we be having little conversations or whatever, you know, talking about whatever, and it is my understanding.
Check out my other videos, Bankster Thieves Playlist, Roman Cult Playlist, Bankrupt Corporate So-Called Governments, Bar Members 1 through 3, Do-It-Yourself How Not to Volunteer for the Selective Service in the Draft, Martial Law is Here, Do-It-Yourself No Income Tax, Do-It-Yourself Free Mail, Do-It-Yourself Kangaroo Courts 1 through 13, Canada Border Pigs Playlist, Bar Members and their Satanic Connections Playlist.
It is my understanding that it was presumed, the blah, 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 using these terms to be...
They're joking and laughing.
So we're just having a regular conversation, but we're using these terms in the conversation to stay sharp.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Because
But if you don't have nobody to do that with, then it's kind of
you know what,
sharp.
you
Go with
get
the wife.
He's
sharp.
always there to do it with.
Man, role play yourself.
You'll get that to me.
Go with the wife.
Nobody.
Nobody to go with
That's why you hit one of us up.
Yeah, call your
Bingo! That's why we're here in the Justice League, the Hall of Justice,
sponsor.
the X Mansion. You know what I'm
Give me
saying?
a call.
This is why we're here.
Yep.
So, you know,
For $50, you can talk to Glenn anytime.
you're damn right. You hear that, YouTube?
Unlimited.
You hear that, YouTube? Absolutely.
Wait a second.
Absolutely.
Unlimited has some limits, right?
Right. Absolutely. And you know what? Listen, man. You're gonna find, you know, embarking on this journey when you're doing this. Some people are just in it just to relieve themselves. You know, just oh my God, they wanted to take my house. Oh, I had $10,000 in fines I had to pay. I didn't know. Oh man, you know, it just feels so good, you know, to be done with it. You know what I mean? Those out there. There's some people who, you know. Are you all right? Okay, you are broken, and then you know it's the dry off after the shower. You know, now you're mad. Now you watching CNN, you listening to the politicians. Wait a minute, I understand. And he said it to. Oh shit!
They're doing a business deal on TV right in front of
And then we don't even know. We think it's about some.
A couple weeks ago, I seen Giuliani on Fox News talking about how that they use Roman law from 500 years ago.
That's right.
On Fox News, and I says to myself, this son of a bitch Glenn is right. He is fucking right.
Absolutely.
Okay, where did Rome go? They never went anywhere.
He says, he goes, it's American English and Roman law from 500 years ago, and we can't just abandon that.
Rudy
And
was
I
absolutely
says,
right.
oh, Rudy Giuliani.
He
Right.
would never.
I says, holy shit.
Yeah.
You know he doing it. You done
Rudy
this in
would
New
never.
York.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's all
Okay,
in
just
that
knowing
shit.
these dynamics now, and you could just man.
Does anybody
Infer.
know the Roman
Well, he's
thing
a
about
bar
7
member.
years old?
It speaks volumes.
O talks about that, 7.
Yeah.
What's
But
that?
adverse
About
possession
years?
in Florida was talking about you just have to pay 7 years worth of taxes and it's yours.
No, when a son is 7
Last at
years of
sea for
age.
70 years.
When he
Yeah,
reaches
it's
7 years, you
seven.
have to do
They're
something by
presumed,
then.
yeah, you have to claim it or there's presumed dead or missing. And that's also in Social Security
Right.
forms manual as
He
well.
said
And only they
seven
make a
is
determination of death at age 7 that only they can overturn.
Yes.
That's
They're
in
the
their
ones who
manual.
made the determination and only they can overturn it,
Did
and that's
you-
in Social Security's manual.
Did you know that, Glenn, about the Roman cult stuff when they talk about by 7, if it's unclaimed, it's... was it-
Well, I knew that, although I didn't know that they did it when you're 7 years old, although that doesn't surprise me.
7 is the
In
number of
DC
completion.
code. Huh?
7 is the number of completion.
Oh, that
They
makes
have
sense.
Roman columns on the Social Security card.
Yeah,
And
Roman
the
columns.
DC
Yeah,
code.
yeah.
Well, you look at Congress. There's 2 fascists and
Yeah.
next to the podium in Congress, and there's a military staff, a Roman military staff that's planted there. I show that in my YouTube videos. That is planted on all conquered nations.
What's that Tom Hanks
So
movie,
can I
Stranded?
claim my kid
Where
before
he
he's
goes
7
missing for
and
7
they
years?
can't do all the shit
And then
they
they declare it dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Castaway, yeah.
That's
Right,
if
right.
you got it in
Oh, I
social
caught that.
security.
Yes.
I bet they were trying to.
That was
These
a
guys
lot
might
of
be
good
able to
stuff
help you
in
with
this.
that.
Every movie
Have you
that I
read
see
those
is
two
Can I
numbers?
claim my kid before he's 7 and they can't do all this shit to him?
Once this one goes off, another one comes on, it's the same thing.
Right.
Every commercial is telling you,
That-
telling it to you.
You gotta claim
Every
the name.
advertisement, billboard,
When you
everything
do
I
what
see,
you
it's
do, when
literally
if
like
they're
a
under
big
21, I
stick on it.
believe the
It's
age of
same
21,
shit.
they
Everything
fall
is the same.
under.
I don't watch
Your
TV, so when I
stat.
see that shit, I'm like,
Okay.
When they had the
TV.
reunion party
You
for
know what I'm
him,
saying?
So all I have to
they
do is
came
take care of
back,
my,
Tryal.
but once he
They
comes
Your
of
wife,
age,
your
It's
kids,
all
they all
the
fall
They
under.
said,
and then once he
It's all-
becomes
it's
of
all
age, he's got to do it himself.
So as I start going,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I
the
remember he
slides
said
that I
that
put
his
together, I
Yeah.
start, I
Yeah.
explain this
takes
to
a
you.
whole lot of
I
paper.
explain how the
That's
laws,
right.
how the laws are put
Crazy.
together, the movies, how they've been telling you in the movies,
Everything.
some of the scripts.
It's
They
everywhere.
tell you in everything.
you gotta be blind not to see.
Congratulations, Cap.
Full disclosure.
You're a criminal.
Right.
Captain America Civil
Yeah.
War.
Yeah. Congratulations.
War Machine looked at him and
Cap.
says,
Yeah.
Congratulations, Cap. You're a criminal. She said, you hear that? Now, I've seen this movie 100 million times. And I looked and I was like, holy. Both right extras.
Cryptic.
You know what
It's
I
in
mean?
everything.
Yeah.
It's in everything.
All right, come on, let's get a sec. Okay, let's go.
All
We gonna really right through because I know Adam want to go. You want to go, don't you, Adam? You going next? I don't mean leave. You wanna come to court?
Charles is itching.
Bill wants to go.
He's itching. He's itching.
Okay. All right, Betty. What do we got?
We got
The state versus John Smith. All right, John Smith. He comes up. State your name for the record.
My name is Private.
Sir, so your name's Private.
Your Honor, I reject your title and nobility. My name is Private.
Fancy pants, huh? All right. Sir, here we go again. Sir, I'm going to need you to understand something here today. In my courtroom, sir, I don't need none of your constitutional mumbo jumbo. Okay? You don't bring that garbage in here today. This is a court of law, and I need you to state your name for the record, sir.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask you again to not refer to me in a title of nobility. And my name is Private.
Ding, 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 ding. So he's hit the first one. Okay, I need you to raise your right hand and follow. State after me, please. I do solemnly swear.
I do not take oaths.
Excuse me, you have to take an oath in this court.
I don't take oaths.
Sir, I need you to understand that you are running the risk of being held in contempt, sir.
The Bible says swear to no man.
That's actually what I was going to just say.
Say it.
The scriptures tell me that not to take oaths to men.
And?
You missed that.
This,
Man,
And the
I
other
saw
one.
you said so many times. You were sitting at the round table with King Arthur.
So I reject your title and nobility
Mhm.
again. And I would appreciate if you do not refer to me in title and nobility.
Okay, we got 3 times the charm with no name, 3 times
Okay,
the charm.
all right. Well, my apologies. Joe.
No title and nobilities. Mr.
Oh, excuse me. My
Sir,
apologies.
None of it.
What's his name, baby? What did you really have already? My apologies. Is it my understanding that you are private and you do not wish to take an oath here today?
Your Honor, with all due respect, we have no understanding.
Uh-oh.
He's saying, is it my agreement with you? You're not going to take an oath, and you're not going to give me your name?
Your Honor, we have no agreement, per what you just said. Oh, so it's my understanding that we don't have agreement.
We have no agreement.
Lock him up.
Grab him, put the shackles on his ankles.
Custody!
You're correct, you have no
Custody.
agreement.
You're remanded in custody.
Howard, right?
No, we do have an agreement.
Must have the agreement.
He said we have an agreement.
You have a new
Is it
agreement.
my understanding?
I said you are correct. You have an
Private
agreement.
trust
This
now
you.
has an agreement with the judge.
There is
You.
an agreement.
So,
See, this is where I get fucked up.
Okay. He's saying, when you start, you can't have my name on private, sorry, I'm not doing this on the public. No, I'm not taking an oath in the public to make me personally liable. I understand what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. So now we have a private agreement. Outside of the public, we've
But how's he gonna say
punctured
that
that
again?
bubble.
How's he gonna
The
Understand.
word understand
We
means
have an
I agree.
understanding.
Right.
So when he says, "Do I understand we don't have an agreement?"
No, he
We
said,
haven't.
That I did say that. He did hear me say that.
He
That is because that was the second time because he said, I said, is it my understanding here today that you are not going to take an oath and you are not going to give your name? Is that my understanding? And he said, we don't have an understanding. No, that's not our agreement. Oh, well now it's
So we don't have a
because
private
you just
agreement.
did all this.
I'm kicking you out.
couldn't you rephrase that and say, if that is a private agreement, then yes,
The
we
judge
can.
isn't going to say that.
He's trying to trick you.
Well, no, but you could actually rephrase it.
And
You
now
could do that, but you want to
you're
keep
gonna have to put his
everything
feet to the fire then to get him to say it on
so then,
the oath on record, and then now that's he'll fight you tooth and nail before you do that.
so because that's
Play the
what
game.
we want and that's proper, then I should agree to that.
Yes.
Okay.
You
So
just
you say
fought me
yes?
and said I'm private. Don't refer to you as sir, and I don't take it oath. Is that my
But you were
understanding?
just telling us, don't say yes, they're right.
Understand.
I'll to understand, right?
That's
I never
That
said
was
that.
a different
That's what
understanding.
Understanding, right?
That was a
right.
different understanding.
what are you
That was
understanding?
trapped when he
I
was
should
saying-
be right.
So then another
See, that's
one
why I got
would
fucked
be
up
to say,
when you were, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
same here.
So then the
That's
next
why I
one
said it
would
because
be
it's
to
to fuck
say,
you up. That's,
are you
that's what they
offering
use
a
it for.
private
You see what I'm
agreement?
saying?
No, you.
Because then you're turning it into a question.
He is, because when he's saying, oh, is
Is
that
it
my
my
understanding?
understanding? Is it my
He's
agreement?
offering a private agreement, but if he says that in plain English on the record, they're going to drag him out, wrap him up in his robe, and burn him in the parking lot.
Believe that.
He's not
and
gonna
But
do
they
that
could
for
say
you.
this any other way, and you have to understand it. It won't always go down like this, though.
It'll be
No,
close.
it was definitely
Very
understanding.
close.
It's
Yeah,
like
but
it's
isn't
like
it-
a maximum.
Oh,
Isn't
it's
it
good
because
enough.
it's your understanding, you're
Right.
standing under him?
He said, I
No,
understand.
you're
He said,
under-
my
He's
understanding.
standing under me now. He said to or me, the judge, say to him, "Is it my understanding,
So you're
my
standing
my
That's okay.
agreement under your authority
Right.
that you are not going to give your private name
Right.
and you're not going to take an
He's-
oath."
Now you're saying,
Now
yes,
you
you understand correctly.
Right.
Right.
Yep, you're standing under me
Okay.
correctly. That's right.
Yes,
That's
Your Honor.
right.
That
Okay.
is.
Be careful
So
so I
that's
don't
what that-
push my foot.
If you ask me, if you ask, is it? So if you ask me, is it your understanding that something I don't want, then
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't understand that.
yeah, I don't understand.
We gotta play that audio for them with the
See,
foreclosure. Every time he
okay.
said something to her, she was like, I need you to
Oh, man.
understand. I need you to understand. I
Punched
need
it.
you to
I
understand."
listen.
He was like, and
Every
this
time
was a
I-
constable, and they flipped his jurisdiction into county, sheriff, civil. And he just kept hitting. He goes, okay, okay, let's be civil. And when he said that,
let's be civil here.
the jurisdiction changed.
And this is after he's telling, our guy, he says, so can we have a, I'm gonna play. So can we have a conversation? Who are you? Who are you? I don't know. Can we have a conversation? That's so. I'm a third party intervener. I'm just, I'm trying to have a conversation. I have no conversation with you. You have no. I'm here. Our guy said, I'm here just trying to keep the peace. I hope you are too. Should have said that because he's not a peacekeeper. He's not a peace officer.
That's okay.
But it's okay.
Her first word.
You know what I'm
Say
saying?
I'd come in peace, but not.
So the minute he did that, because this is what happens. This is why you got to be,
Sure.
of what you're saying. The minute he said, I'm a peace officer. I'm just here to keep the peace. I hope you are too. He gave him an out because he was about to back him up against the wall. He said, immediately, are you an officer? Are you an officer? He said, no. He said, well, you have no authority to do anything here. So this is a constable talking to our guy after he says, you know, I'm just here to keep the peace. I hope you are here too. I hope you are too. And then after that, he says that you have no authority to do anything. He's like, get away from my car. Get away. I have nothing to talk to you about. Get away from my car, sir. I mean, talking to him like a piece of common. You know what I'm saying? And you hit an audio, which I'm going to play after. Who else wants to go?
I just want to record it. Can we do it one more time? I just want to record it on my phone. Is that okay? Can I record it?
You ready? You ready, B? Okay, go.
Can I voice record it? Is that okay?
Yes, that's fine.
We need to
I
finish
just
up.
got to figure out how to use
okay,
this piece of shit. Hold on.
Finish him?
We're gonna finish up with him.
Voice record.
Okay.
Alright, so
Does it
now
go to
we've
voice
got,
recorder?
no,
It's gonna be,
It's being
now this
recorded.
recording is
I got
gonna
it.
be shared with us, right? Yes? I mean, it's
I
gonna
would
be on
assume
YouTube
it's a
anyway.
YouTube link, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, you'll have the recording, it's being recorded.
They won't take it down.
Huh?
Maybe.
Maybe. I mean, but we're here amongst each other, I'm sure we'll have, like, a
Access to
raw,
it.
You can share it.
right?
You can share it in private.
Right.
Yeah.
So now he's, once you hit that understanding, now he walks through the door of equity.
Boom.
Okay? No oath 3 times, no name 3 times. Oh, we have an agreement. Now we have an agreement that you can be trusted, I can be trusted, the whole thing is trustworthy. Come on in.
Right.
Okay? Now you're in equity.
Yep.
Okay. Don't know.
So now what do they say
Because
with
if
you
you get
to make
kicked
you
out, you don't
realize
get back in.
that you're in equity?
The whole energy of the room changes. The judge will be like, okay, so now that we have this understanding, what is it that you need today? What will you do?
What do you wish I do?
What do you wish I do? What will you have me do today?
What would you like me to do?
What is it I can help you with?
Since when have they ever wanted to?
Right.
Or excuse me, since
They'll do something in
when
their
have
appearance
they
where
ever?
they take their robe off and sit across from you and be like, what can I do to help you out?
So is that question depend on what the situation is? Is that case by case? Like you don't always want a dismissal,
What do you want?
or do you want a dismissal all the time?
What do you want?
Or you want to settle and close the account?
It depends on what the account is.
That's what I'm saying.
You start yelling that
Case by case.
before, again, your proper name is not on it. Go back to the story. Your Honor, I'm motioning to change the name on the record because there are multiple misnomers throughout these documents. And, a cause is known by its style as a man is known by his name. A change to the style of a cause is sure to create confusion and may cause loss.
Yes.
So now you're in chambers, right? Now you're in chambers, and the judge is like, okay, what do you need? What you need to do for him, you need to have an affidavit, okay, stating that you have knowledge of the facts.
Firsthand. Full.
And you're the intended beneficiary of the first, middle, last, and proper form, which is attached to it. Now you're showing him trust. You're showing him, listen, I have these trust documentations here, okay? You can ask him to liquidate it. You can ask him to discharge. You know what you could do, Officer, Your Honor? If you could change the name on this docket to show my priority equitable interest, because I'm going to jump off for a second. I'm in probate court, and I come in, and I had to put a mandamus against the judge because they were acting at law, and I was like, no, we don't do at law. We go in equity, and you're going to give me what I need. Okay? So she sees me come in, so now she's talking to the people that she's dealing with, but she's yelling it out, and she's looking at me like, do you hear what I'm saying to you? Okay? So she says to the guy, do you have an equitable interest in the matter? And by equitable interest, I mean if your name is on it, you have an equitable interest in the matter. And I was like, okay, I got you. Equitable.
What about, with the paramount? When people say I have a paramount.
It's just a higher than them.
Okay,
Because
same
every
thing.
court case is about who has the higher right.
The higher claim.
That's it. That's it.
So let's say I'm prepared for that question. I got my stuff. I have my affidavit, my certificate of live birth, authenticated,
Yeah.
double authenticated, and so
You know who Jean Grey is?
no.
You have all your materials.
So I
The
have
judge, judge is sitting across from you. You know what I'm saying? He loosens his tie. Ah, it's so tight on me. Okay. So you want me to change this docket, to put your name on it, because now you're in private, just you and him. And you want all the profits, proceeds, investments, and everything else. Yeah. But go get the accounting for this docket. Okay? We've had 2 decree holders go in and get it. That is a subrogation. You need to puncture that wall first, and then get into equity. And that is your subrogation claim. Move this crap out of the way, put mine on top, here's my evidence, get rich.
And apparently it's like really obvious when that jurisdiction changes. Yeah.
So can you do
That
this
is
before?
by that time, by the time
Usually
you're
the clerk
there,
will run
yes.
out, you know what I mean, or people will start to disappear.
What is it still not set until you have the subrogation in your hand?
Is what's still not set.
Like you
Jurisdiction?
puncturing the jury, you moving into.
You'll know.
The judge's
You'll know.
behavior.
The judge's
So how's
behavior,
Miami?
it becomes your best friend.
If so, then once the
No,
judge,
talking
what I'm saying
checks,
is that can't be a
long
that can't be a
checks, we're talking
ruse.
about
They
long
can't
checks,
be a
right?
ruse for you to make a mistake.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
All right.
Remember I was talking
Once
about
they
the
get you-
principle? Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's Janus, it's a
30
two-headed
times.
god, it's one looking this way and one looking this way. You make the election on
Each one of
which
them
one you want to
on
make
their
the
own.
agreement with.
Just by description, the principle is larger. Okay? So if there's a principal interest to every charge that arises from a cause, or the cause of the matter, okay, yeah, you're damn right. When you go in there and you collect that,
Okay.
when you tell them, yeah, profit, proceeds, investment, mine, hand it over, full accounting, let's get it, baby. Yeah, when they come back with that checkbook,
So making demands.
oh, you can bet your ass it's gonna have some numbers on there. Oh yeah, SpaghettiOs.
Does that wipe out the whole? Does that wipe out the whole Satanic trust? Is that what that is?
No.
It's just that thing going on right there.
That transaction.
But it could be like anywhere from like 30,000 to like millions. Are we talking?
I mean, okay,
Are we talking millions?
think about this. I would, in my thinking, yes. Okay, because there's no way. Worcester has this $13 million courthouse, while the old courthouse is still perfectly standing. Okay, there's no way that they making all this bread. They're paying the lawyers, they're paying the judges, they're paying the clerks, they're paying. No way from $150 court cost, victim witness fees, and
There's Harvard Law Review articles that talk about how most judges retire millionaires because of the Admiralty Maritime Law cases.
okay, which is all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Right.
so if this principle generated from the okay, like I said, they got you over here. They want you to, ticket. Okay, okay, I'm gonna give you a fine, $100. So much. $100. You get $100. You'll be all set. You don't have to worry about this. Come back and tomorrow. $100. That's it. $100. $100. That's it.
Then I propagate everything that you sign.
Right. Now, then they, even if you were exonerated in the matter, okay, even if they adjudge disposition be so that you dismissed, you're good. The administrative side of the court, where all this is going on, taking place, they'll put a different judgment on it.
I've seen them change a summons. I went through the case file with permission from the judge. Each paper he wanted to give permission. So I seen them go back to something that was dated March 7, 2019 and change the name on the summons.
Okay.
And I have a copy of that same summons
Why
with a
is
different
it-
name on it.
why is it that-
not
No,
even
sorry.
the likeness of the name, like a different name. Yeah.
Why is it the first thing she identified, I said that the administration will change the judgment so that it'll work in their favor so they can collect profits, proceeds, interests, and investments. I didn't say what they changed. The judgment. They're going to change the judgment. Correlating or resonating with the story she had, what is the first thing she said they changed on the summons?
The name.
I don't know what. How much more proof do you need? I don't
And
know.
they have like 7 different variations
And that's
that
a
they would
big
use.
violation, falsifying the court record.
Right.
That's a big,
You
that's a
understand what I'm
boo-boo. It's a no-no. And where the fuck are these people? I never see them in the market, the gas station fueling up. Are they normal? Where the fuck do they go after they leave the courtroom?
I've actually
I never
wondered
see
that same
any of
thing.
these
Back in
They
their
all
motherfuckers.
live in,
caves.
they all
Where
live
can
in
I find
Sunny
the
Hook.
judge?
Back through the portal
They'll
from
live in
which they
Sandy
came.
Will I ever see the judge out at dinner with his wife or something?
Have you? What did they eat?
I've
Human?
seen
no.
I've seen a judge at
Well, I can tell
breakfast.
you where
Yeah?
Ocean City's
The,
judge sit
the
at is
Chief
every
Justice of the
Friday
Housing
night.
Court,
Oh yeah.
sitting
Wow.
right next to me.
They got a building in the back of his
That's
Not
crazy.
very often do you
Well,
see them out,
friends
though.
who put
Yeah, I
in
live in
the
a
house.
tiny
Tom
little
River,
town and you
that
don't.
judge sit up.
Why would you see them out?
Isn't he the
You know
one
how
who
many
paid
people that
for
don't
that
even have
whole
this
fucking
knowledge of the
school
fact,
on Cox Road?
just based
Yeah,
off
he
the
paid
harm
for the
that
whole
was
school,
caused
right?
to them? They want
I
to.
don't know the whole story.
And like
Straight
bunch of
jack.
libraries and
Why
like,
would
high
you see them
schools
out?
and shit
And they're nice.
shit.
And they're nice.
Where's he coming
And
up
what
with
you
all
say,
this
Glenn?
crap?
He retired a millionaire from the admiralty
Boston.
cases.
I got
Signs
a
off.
distant cousin who
One of the
who got
justices that
voted
signs
into a
off on the
judgeship.
precepts
Mhm.
and
He
summons
went
and
through law
things, and
school.
the minimus.
He's, you know,
He is
low
on
on the
the
self-esteem
Hollywood
scale, but
Actors
you can
Guild.
see how this stuff kind of like
What?
also just
Yeah.
minds
Yeah.
up and makes him
Hollywood
feel
Act- what is
bigger
it
than he
called?
They
is.
go through.
Oh, yeah.
For the-
I would
And-
love
and the
to
probate
sit down
court
and have
up
a
in
conversation with him and
Massachusetts,
kind of
one
like
of their
rip
services
apart
is
He
his
took an
here.
oath. He's not gonna give it to you.
No.
Yeah,
Espe-
one of their
I mean,
services
you
on
would
the
have to be
Tryal.
like,
She'll
you would
tell
have to
you
be
it's
that
good.
one cousin that
Yeah,
you know, like
nah,
there's
nah,
nothing
nah,
that
nah,
can break the
nah,
bond
nah,
between.
nah,
Right,
nah,
family or not, he cannot. You know what I'm saying? Like you'd be hung by the neck.
He's part of the code.
Yeah,
If it's in the
right.
ocean.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
No.
I can outside.
Oh, yeah.
okay,
So they don't want to come after you once you go in and you show up and you are there as the living man.
the true owner came back. He made the return.
Yeah,
They
what do
don't
they
want
want
you
to
there
do
again.
after? Don't they want to like
That's
shut
their,
you up?
Never
that's
see
their
you
job. That's their main job.
Right.
They're ready, they're doing all this stuff for your benefit.
Right.
Once you come in and claim, they have to.
Don't they
right.
want to off you though, so that you don't take their money and
Here's-
you don't tell anybody?
Here's the thing. All right, think about this for a second. You grew up. You went to not even in law school. It's just as a kid. You know, you watch Perry Mason, Law and Order, whatever generation you're from. You think what I'm talking about? And something inside of you says, man, I hate seeing injustice. I hate seeing harm come to people without just cause. And you know what? I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna do something about that. I'm gonna become a judge. It might be a situation where you yourself was with your mom or your family or whatever as a young child and you watch them harm come to them. You know what I'm saying? Going through this, but see, I'm gonna be a judge. I'm gonna be different from that judge. I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a difference. That's what I'm gonna do. And then they get this job. And then they take the oath. Behind you now. You get hung by the neck. Okay? If your mind now, your hours, you know.
And they go through a lot of training.
Absolutely.
All
To
the
trick
time.
you.
Cost them.
There's a friend of mine that, matter of fact, the lady that was, actually it's the lady that's with you guys, she was asking me about Lewis Moore. And he's a friend of mine in Texas.
Okay.
He was telling me that a friend of his recently got elected to be a judge in Nevada. And kind of all excited about it. And went to this, it's either 1 week or 2 week training class in Laughlin, Nevada. And after it was all done, he was all like dejected because he said the only thing they taught him in that training class was how to manufacture consent.
You see what I'm saying? Now, here's
You got
now,
hand over your property.
right now. There's something that happens. I'm a regular guy, man. I got a job to do. You know, I have a family. I have, you know, I've worked, school, education, my whole life for this. I can't give it up now that I have a what's that? A bias? What's that thing? You know the word I'm looking for. Just I have a conflict. You know, that ain't it. But yes, I like that one better.
Good intention.
You know, it goes against my good intention. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I've learned about that. Now, can I let the fact that it goes against my good intention, and that I have a conflict with it, stop me from getting that bird gang money? Because you know what I'm saying? I want the benzo. I want
Big
to.
bills coming out of law
Yeah.
school. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I want it all. You understand what I'm saying? Am I going to let that stop me from getting the bread? No. So then they're going to go to court, and what could possibly happen, he might go through beyond his training into the field. Make it as a judge, okay? And now he's a judge, even though he was taught how to manufacture consent, the